Hello, hello, and welcome back to my channel. In this episode, I would like to talk to you and share some information concerning the indie writing world. There's a big scandal this week concerning plagiarism, and I'm just going to go into some of the details with you and some of the issues I had that were brought up that I don't feel were properly addressed. So sit back and hopefully you will learn something, or we can share some of our opinions about what happened. So this week, Chris Cerullia, a popular indie writer, had USA Today bestseller, been discovered to be a plagiarist and had taken large sections from Courtney Milan, Nora Roberts, Cressley Cole, and dozens of other writers, as she had taken whole paragraphs, whole sections, and copied them verbatim into her novels. So the hashtag that was going around Twitter was hashtag #CopyPasteChris. So if you're interested in following some of what was happening, you can go out to Twitter and look that up. So it comes down to it that some of the writers were defending themselves, which is absolutely fine. I would be completely devastated if someone took large sections of my work and try to pawn it off as their own. And it's illegal and immoral to take somebody else's work and republish it verbatim. So I don't have any issues with them being outraged and going to the mats against this woman for everything she's done to them. What I start to take issue with is that some of the discussion turned to ghostwriters. Because Chris then came out to say that she didn't actually steal the work, that her ghostwriters did, which led to the conversation, are writers allowed to have someone else publish write their words and then claim it as their own, even with an agreement? Like, is it fair to the readers out there? Like, they're being deceived. But soon after that, we found that, I suppose, as the plot thickens, that Chris was the one who actually provided the plagiarized pages to the ghostwriters and asked them to work it into a story so that then she could publish it under her name. Now, that whole deal is a mess, and I have no empathy for the Chris Cerullia at all. I think that she boiled the water, and now she needs to boil in it, But the ghostwriters, now that they're coming forward, I mean, I have a problem with them using plagiarized work, but in general, ghostwriters are not bad people, and ghostwriting is nothing new. It's been going on in traditional and indie for as long as there's been a traditional and indie. If you think back to the 60s and 70s, like there was the Nancy Drew novels, which were all ghostwritten. V.C. Andrews, who passed away a number of years ago, still has published best-selling novels, which are written by ghostwriters. And even our most popular writers, like James Patterson, you'll see the small at the bottom of his novels and some other name, and no one ever remembers that other name, but it's usually a ghostwriter because he said that he has too many ideas to actually write them. So he hires these other writers to fill in the blanks. Even I Am Number 4 was written by a ghostwriter who later came forward. So it's quite common practice. And I personally know 2 different ghostwriters. One of them also does book doctoring and editing, and he's like a coach for these people. Like, his client had been an academic and had an idea, a fantasy novel, and had some wonderful plot worked out, but she couldn't get out of her academic way of writing. So he helped her by taking her plot, and then he wrote it himself, and she compensated him as the ghostwriter. Now, that wasn't his creative work, but he, was a part of it, and he deserved the compensation. He did nothing morally wrong, and I don't have a problem with reading that book because I feel like it was a beautiful creative endeavor. Another friend of mine, she helps business people write novels about nonfiction books concerning business practices. And in those business practices, such as how to train or how to motivate or how they accomplish something. And these people are more financially minded motivators, and they might not be good at English or getting across their points in writing. And her job is to write down what they're saying in a way that's compelling. Also, there's a ton of people who write biographies as ghostwriters. So I don't see this as a bad practice or anything that's going away. And I don't like it to be put out there that ghostwriters or in general bad or the practice is bad and someone should have to defend themselves. against that because it's a valid business practice for any writer who wants to go that route. I personally love the writing process. I might as well be working a regular job if I'm going to hire somebody and train them in my way of writing and give them an outline and a plot and then have to manage them. I would rather do accounting than have to manage people. Like, my goal is to write my books. That's the fun part, to be able to be creative and to have those wonderful ideas just sparking in your head that you get to capture in the right way. But I am not going to judge or have issues with anybody who wants to make a living writing. And a lot of the ghostwriters, here's another positive about the ghostwriting community, is that some of the newer writers, like these kids coming out of college, they don't know about marketing. They may not know about, how to correctly write fiction to this market or how to write popular fiction. And they work for somebody else as a ghostwriter and they learn the ropes of the community and they learn how to write popular fiction from somebody who already knows. So it's almost like a training ground for people as well. Somewhere they can get their confidence, somewhere they can they can get their chops. It's like being a background player in a TV series. So that's my opinions about that. My takeaway is I hope that the general public doesn't believe everything they hear about these ghostwriters and indies in general, which I feel like that's kind of been lumped in there as being almost demonified. I hope that they still, you readers out there, you give us a chance and you're not too quick to judge if you hear something about ghostwriting. I have two other issues to discuss concerning this because there was a lot said concerning indie writers specifically and plagiarism. And I have some issues with, inspiration and also with writing fast, that these two things were kind of maligned as well. And I have some strong opinions about that. And I'll be talking about those in other episodes. If you're interested, I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this plagiarism as well as the ghostwriting. Do you know any ghostwriters? Does it turn you off to think that somebody ghostwrote something? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in following me or young adult fiction, feel free to follow me at any of the usual suspects such as Facebook or Instagram, and those links are available in the description box. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to speaking to you again. Have a wonderful day.